Whatever. That intro didn't even play. I don't know why it didn't play. It's stupid.
You gotta work out the kinks. Work out the kinks. First time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I guess we don't need a grandiose intro. But yeah, as more people flip in here, we'll dig into it. But um, I guess we can. Well, what do you want to talk about first?
I guess the first thing and probably the easiest thing is probably UFC Kansas City. We can go through that. I know you was there, and I'm looking forward to hearing about that experience, man, because I know you had a great time.
I did. I did. Well, one, and this actually kind of sparked an idea for a video that I'm working on, is just the difference between going to that versus going to what you went to, which is a actual pay-per-view card.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I know you and Olin, like, y'all were y'all were in it. Y'all were basically UFC staff when y'all.
By total just luck of the draw too, by the way.
How did y'all even get back there? Like, how did you do that?
So the night before the event, so that's Friday night, we go to the ceremonial weigh-ins. He actually missed the ceremonial weigh-ins because he was stuck in traffic. So then I go hang out. I'm waiting for him to get there, and then we link up, and it's like, all right, where we gonna go to eat? And I just pick a random place we go and eat at, right? We get there about 10 minutes later. Aljamain shows up, Chris Weidman shows up, and we're like, what is going on? Next thing you know, Marab appears out of nowhere, Cheeto Vera's there. And I'm like, man, I picked the perfect place for us to go to.
That's crazy. So, like, when I saw that, and Dr. Evil, what's up, man? When I saw y'all's pictures, I was like, okay, are they stalking them? Like, how did they find the fighters? You know what I'm saying? So, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you got the pictures. Like, it wasn't like that for me at all. Like, I mean, we just kind of kicked it. Like, we had an itinerary, so like we always plan all our stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
So we say we're gonna do these things on these days. Then we have alternate activities in the event that we don't meet the timing or whatever. So I wasn't even really in fully like UFC mode until Saturday, right before the event. Like I didn't watch anything UFC related. I didn't really read too much. I mean, I got my picks in. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. But like I wasn't even like it wasn't like the focal point of like Friday and all that beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, like we definitely just got lucky. It was just perfect timing, and we just ended up at the right place. And we had we knew something was off because when we got there to get a table, we just noticed like all these people around the bar. We're like, what's going on? Like, is because none of the fighters were there yet. And then we get our table, and literally like 5 minutes later, like they just started showing up.
So like when you saw him and when y'all saw him, like how did you even navigate going over to him? Because I mean, you professional athlete, you know how this it's always kind of weird, you know.
So we were at our table. Olin went over first, and he was gone for a little while, got some pictures, and then he came back, and then I went over, and I literally just walked over to him, walked up to Aljo, like they was all just hanging out, whatever, just exchange pleasantries here and there, asked if I could get a picture, and that was pretty much it. And then next thing you know, Chris Weidman's playing, he's arm wrestling somebody on our table. And then like legit happened, bro. Got a whole video of it. And then probably about an hour later, Marab just like appears out of nowhere. He like comes downstairs, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like he looked like he was not doing good at all. And me and Olin were like, man, like I know he just had weigh-ins this morning, but he still looks rough. And we were like, yeah, I don't know. And then, he went out and had that performance, but we weren't thinking too much about it, to be honest with
you. Yeah. Now, when I saw, for anybody that doesn't know, like, me and Lala went to UFC Kansas City this past Saturday. And so when we get into the event or whatnot, um, we had walked a long way, and so it was like, okay, let's go to the restroom before we get to the seat. Don't want to go to the seat and go, pop right back out to the restroom. So, all right, so she going to the restroom, and I'm standing there waiting, and I see this dude in a shiny jacket walking, and I'm like, I mean, it looks like a for real like Michael Jackson jacket, like seriously, like rock with you.
Super bright, super bright.
Yeah. So I see them walking through, little dude, and he gets closer, and I see the glasses. I'm like, that's Coach Eric right there. I mean, when I say he was little, like, bruh, like for you, you wouldn't even see him. Nah, he was so small, but you could see that little. I mean, just the way he acts, but he was walking so fast. I was in my mind. I was like, maybe I should say. And by the time I even thought about that, he was
Too
gone.
late. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, it ain't that big a deal.
Yeah, it's one of those situations when you're in the moment, man, you got to react and you got to make it happen like instantly or it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It always feels like, to me, it almost feels invasive, but I mean, they're used to that.
Definitely. They're definitely used to it for sure. And then on top of it, like when you walk up to them and you go talk to them, like they already know, like you just want to come maybe get a picture, have a quick little chat, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not trying to be your best friend. No, it was
Cejudo's coach.
yes, the Cejudo's coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
No,
that Cejudo or is it it is Cejudo, right?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
Cejudo's
Yeah.
coach. He coaches for Paulo Costa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say Davison Figueiredo too.
Yeah. Probably, I think so. I think him too. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was cool though. But like, what made UFC Kansas City cool to me was, well, one, just the city of Kansas City. Like, I had never been there before.
It's a sleeper.
It is, man. Like, I really like Kansas City. So we went to the Royals game, and you saw them seats. Like, those seats were like really, really good. And I mean, and cheap too. And the best part of that trip was, the best part of going to the Royals game was getting out of the Royals game. Like, we got out so easy, like no crazy traffic, nothing like that.
Yep, you just go out that big old parking lot with right next to the it's not called a Sombrero. What's the Chiefs Stadium called? Arrowhead.
Arrowhead, yeah. And it's that road that's right in between them.
Yep.
You just merge into that road and you leave. That's it. Like, it was so different. Even the event itself, we got out of the parking garage rather easy. We jumped on that live with Sterling and Olin until parking, the people kind of unwound a little bit. But then apparently people don't know how to use parking garages. So they were going out the in part, like everybody going out the in. So we just went out the out and wrapped around, saw all these people while we were going down. It's crazy. But I mean, back in our hotel, like super easy. It was dope.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. I'm glad y'all had a great time.
Yeah, yeah. So when you went to, what was it? It was UFC, was it 312?
311 in the place where the Clippers play, Intuit Dome.
Yeah. So how was getting in and getting out,
bro? So my hotel and Olin's hotel, we were literally like a couple blocks from each other, and then Olin's hotel was a couple blocks, so we just walked. Like we went to the little fan experience early, and we literally like were out there, got memorabilia, all that. We walked back to his hotel, dropped it off, and then we walked back to the event.
Yeah.
That's
the best way to do it. If you're able to go to, like, if you're going to a numbered card, like, as much walking that you can do without driving is way better, because I know that the parking prices are
Mm-hmm.
stupid.
Yep. And man, like, even thinking about 311. So Friday morning, Armin Sarukian doesn't make weight. He's out of the fight. So like all the memorabilia still had Armin Sarukian on it. Well, by the time we got down there, they already had Money Moicano on everything. Like, bro, like they worked wonders like in no time.
That's crazy. That is really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Oh, in the chat, Dr. Evil said he worked with Greg Jennings at the gym last week. Didn't want to be that guy.
Yep.
Greg Jennings, for anybody that doesn't know, that's in the chat. That's former wide receiver, Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I would want to ask questions, but it's like I don't want to ask questions at the same time, you know. Like
Bro, all it is, you literally just gotta like go up to him, like say, "Hey, big respect, love watching you play, blah blah blah, whatever." Like something like light like that, and you got no words. You're good to go.
yeah, yeah,
What you don't want to do is if like they're in the middle of something, you just want to go barging in, interrupting stuff, and
mhm.
think like their time is your time. Like that's what you don't want to do. You just don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah, yep, yep. I mean, and I can definitely see that. And I guess in my head, I'm like, your time is your time. You ain't,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't out here for this. But yeah, because I see, like, man, McDane, well, he don't care.
Oh yeah. What, bro? UFC London. I
Yeah,
feel like that if you want to go to an event, whenever it's in London, that's the one you want to go to because literally they met everybody. I was jealous after 311. I'm like, y'all got the better end of the deal.
yeah. It does seem like that once those UFC London or UFC Paris, the places that get an event like once a year, like they're the ones that all of the people in that region come out and show up
Mm-hmm.
for the
Mm-hmm.
event. It seems like that, at least.
And I hope they go back to the Intuit Dome in LA. When I tell you that arena, man, it's first class. It's by far the nicest arena I've ever been in.
I want to go there and see a Clippers game for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely want to see that. But yeah, I that was really, when we talked about it before, I didn't get a chance to go, but that was really the primary reason I wanted to go. It wasn't necessarily for the fight. That was secondary. The fights were secondary. I wanted to see the arena because Steve Ballmer hyped it up with all the bathrooms and the charging ports and
Bro, it's legit. So like when you say, for instance, if you want to go get some food, you literally just walk up the steps, walk in, get the food, and walk out. Like you don't pay any money.
oh man,
Yeah, it's all facial recognition, all of that. Like it's legit. And then the Jumbotron, it kind of has that Jerry World feel. So it's like an oval, and the screen is on both sides of it. So no matter where you are, like you have a good sight line for it, and it's legit.
dang, yeah. No, I got to go check that out next season for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, Ankh, what's up, bro? He mentioned Randy Brown, which actually brings up a question I have for you for the UFC Fight Night, Kansas City. Who would you say is your MVP of the night?
Mm. Rude Boys KO was crazy.
Yeah,
I'm trying
what
to
about
think
Jake?
who else. Probably Rude Boys KO was probably like I know watching it, and then I saw a video of somebody in there and they record. It looked like that place went nuts when he knocked out
Bruh,
Dolby.
I'm telling you, it was insane, insane how much energy just exploded when
Mm-hmm.
he knocked him out. And I don't know if everybody in the stadium knew, in the arena knew, like, the significance of the fact that Nicholas Dalby, he does not get put out. He don't
Mm-hmm.
get put out like that. He just don't. And obviously he was fighting his way back. He was trying to get back into it. But man, I mean, he shut the lights out, and he fell exactly like Justin Gaethje fell.
Yep. And Anakin just had another good shout. Malcolm Wellmaker too. Like that KO was beautiful too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I mean, Malcolm Wellmaker, I know he quit his job today too.
Mm-hmm.
with that 50 G's, which was cool. But yeah, I gotta go Randy Brown too. Nobody raised their stock as much as he did. I feel like after that fight,
Yeah.
even Gary didn't raise his stock like that to me.
I feel like Ian Gary would have if the ending of the fight wasn't what it was, where like he was about to get finished. I felt like if that wasn't in there, it was just complete domination. He just controlled Prates for the entire fight. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. That what was interesting about that fight too is obviously I picked Prates to win, and I wanted, it's my dog of the week, so I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you could just see, like, you could see the frustration in Carlos. Just he couldn't figure out how to get going, and I well, one, Ian was very smart. His strategy was brilliant. He kept on kicking that hand, that wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime Carlos would get his base ready to throw, he would do something to not make him not throw until he got into the fifth. It's when Carlos was just like, man, I have to go.
Yep.
Everybody was on their feet while that was happening too. Like, I mean, everybody was. It wasn't even like an edge of the seat thing. Like, people were standing up.
Yeah.
They were like, this is about to happen.
Mm-hmm. And bro, that would have been crazy if it had happened. Would have been craziness.
Yeah. But he didn't get it done, man. And so now I'm curious what happens with him. I mean, obviously, you fight somebody that's that high in the rankings and you lose in a decision, and in the fact that you almost had him out of there at the end, it doesn't hurt him as much. But I don't know if he's going to be fighting up. I think he might be fighting lateral.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be. I mean,
because he's kind of, I think he's what, like 13, 14, 15, somewhere in that area. I think.
Yeah, I think he's like 13.
Yeah. But it makes things very interesting though at the top of the division at 170 though, because it's starting to become a little log jam. And depending on what happens at 315, it's gonna get even more of a log jam depending on how it plays out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Islam can come in there and make things more interesting. Obviously, they got Sean Brady coming off of a win. You got
Usman and Buckley gonna fight.
Yep, Usman and Buckley. Yeah, Rachmanov. There's a lot of people up there. I mean, I still think that Rachmanov still should fight the winner of whoever wins this, but if Islam says that he's going to go up, what do you do with Rachmanov then?
So this is how I think it plays out. If Bilal wins, we get Bilal Shavkat. If JDM wins, Islam goes up and fights JDM at 170. If Bilal wins and we get Bilal Shavkat, we're gonna get Islam versus Ilya Topuria. But if Islam goes up, then we're gonna get probably Ilya versus Charles Du Bronx Oliveira.
Yeah, that's true. Which sucks for Justin Gaethje.
He's the odd out.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, really, what they probably gonna end up doing if Ilya ends up fighting Charles, they'll probably just rebook Gaethje versus Dan Hooker.
Yeah, especially considering they just did the Poirier Holloway thing. I thought that Holloway was going to end up fighting Hooker for the BMF.
Bro, I legit wanted to see Dan Hooker, Dustin Poirier too.
I mean, there's no way it wouldn't have been a good fight. There's no way that this one won't be a good fight. I preferred, and you know how I feel about Dustin Poirier, but like I preferred Dustin to fight somebody who has nothing to do with any of the rankings, because I wouldn't want him to beat somebody and it takes them away from their path to go up or wherever they were going to go. Because like if he wins, he's leaving. So like he wins the BMF belt and leaves.
Yep.
So now they got to reinstitute it again or not reinstitute it. Maybe that's their plan.
I got an idea for that. You could do Masvidal, Leon Edwards.
I mean, they got to do that fight.
Yeah, it makes sense because I mean, Leon's not in the title hunt anymore, and he doesn't really have anybody to fight when you think about it.
No, not really. Not really. They got to do that Leon Edwards Masvidal fight. It's mandatory at this point. I mean, you got to get it out. They miss on so many fights that, I mean, at least lately they've missed on a lot of fights that they've had the opportunity to book. They've totally missed the UFC Spain thing. Like they've had to put that way on the back burner.
Yep.
And they had multiple fights sitting there for it. You could have had Ilya against Diego instead of Alex. You could have had Ilya against Yair. You could have had Ilya against Ortega. Like
throw Joe Alvarez on there too.
Yeah, like there's so many different. Dude, him against Joel Alvarez would be huge in Spain. It wouldn't be as well, depending on what Joel Alvarez does in the meantime. But there's so many fights that they missed there. And I mean, I hope they don't miss this Diego against Yair fight.
Yeah, that's got to happen. I'm thinking they're gonna do that at Guadalajara for like this year's version of like Noche.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. What is Ark talking about? Leon Gary?
Yeah, Leon versus Gary. I mean, they could do that too. It's a little storyline there, but I don't think that win does any. If Ian Gary was to beat Leon, I don't think it does anything for him now after what Sean Brady did to Leon.
Yeah, no. Leon's lost a lot of steam on what's going on with him because now we're looking at him, even though he's what, like 32, 33? We're looking at him like he's on the downward trend.
Yep.
Or maybe everybody just figured him out.
I think that's what it is. Like everybody just figured out you just got to take away his airspace and make him very uncomfortable. What's going on, Lazy Bed? What's going on, Lane? Yeah. See y'all in the chat.
Yeah, Dr. Evil, like I don't want to see Dustin or Max lose and them fighting each other, obviously. Unless it's a double knockout or they both quit at the same time. So I don't want to see that.
I think best case scenario in that fight is we just get a 5-round war where it's like super close decision. We don't know who's gonna win going to the scorecards.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. My camera's doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, you're frozen.
You see this?
Yeah.
You can hear me though.
All right, you good. You good. All right. Well, you came back and then say something now?
There good. No, it's still frozen.
Nah, you're still frozen, yeah. But yeah, I can definitely hear you though.
Okay, cool. I'll fix the frozenness in a minute. But yeah, that's I hate to see people fight that I'm a huge fans of. Just like the Max and Poirier thing. Like not Max and Poirier, but Poirier and Gaethje.
Oh, Poirier Gaethje, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that again. Let's switch cameras. There we go.
Yeah, Lane, we're gonna talk a little NBA playoffs, Lane.
Yeah, Lane. Who's your team?
Probably the Heat or the Magic, probably one of the two.
If it's the Heat, yeah, that's right. Lane's in Florida. Yeah, if it's the Heat, man, that's rough. That's rough. The Heat got some good players, man. Like I like Tyler Hero, I like Bam, but their players don't fit together. The team does not fit together at all.
Man, I don't know, but the culture down there, I do like the culture, man. Pat Riley, they may not have like the name value some years, but they always gonna make the playoffs and they always gonna be tough and give somebody a tough series.
Yeah, it's true. But I feel like they need a star, at least one. Lane's team is OKC. Wait,
OKC. How did that happen, Lane?
Lane, are you on the bandwagon right now? Is that what's going on? Or you been riding with OKC? Yeah, I need to know.
Of course, Lazy is a Cavs fan. He's in Ohio.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice. Yeah, I mean that's good on y'all. Y'all destroying people right now. Dr. Evil, loving the Knicks. That makes sense too. Definitely didn't deserve to win Game 4. Tim Hardaway.
Bro, you that call?
Tim Hardaway
Bro,
was
they got robbed.
absolutely fouled on
They
that.
got robbed.
Yeah, that was robbery. Even though I think the Knicks are the better team. I mean, come on. I think that they would have won eventually, but nah. Didn't win that one. I'll talk
And
about the epic awesome weekend coming up.
the Warriors Rockets game last night was crazy too.
Mm-hmm. It was, man. Jimmy Butler, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's one person that I have met and I actually hung out with him. And he's super cool person. But yeah, he's just got a different aura to him. The way that he plays, it feels like he's been playing old man basketball for a long
His
time.
whole career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it works.
I feel like Jimmy Butler is like a 90s NBA player playing a modern day NBA.
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it still works. Yeah. If they didn't have him, I mean, Steph scored 17 last night, but Jimmy scored 14 in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have him, they definitely losing. Draymond doing Draymond stuff, like, yeah. But with Jimmy Butler, like they are a problem in the playoffs. OKC is going to have to really buckle down if they have to play the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
And man, the Lakers and the Wolves, that series is looking very interesting, man. Anthony Edwards looking like he's trying to take the crown. I'm just saying.
Hey, every time he's in the playoffs, man, that's when the true Anthony Edwards comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And even last year when they lost against us, the Mavs in the Western Conference Finals, like the team rode with him. If he did well, they did well. If he wasn't on, they weren't on. And it was like that through the whole playoffs. And now he's being more consistent. And I think that when you go from being a young player in the league to being more of a veteran, you're able to pace yourself throughout the year better. And he's done that a lot better than he did when he was, last year, because he was super tired towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that he's making his mark. And the Lakers are just, they haven't been together long enough.
Yeah.
And they don't have a big man, like not a real one. Jackson Hayes ain't it.
And I feel like the Lakers, they don't get a lot of easy buckets. Like it's literally just toss it to LeBron, you got to do your thing, or toss it to Luka and you do your thing. It's not like any like easy buckets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's very true. And it's hard to scheme them open. Like they don't use Dalton Connect to stretch the floor. They got Dorian Finney-Smith taking too many shots. Austin Reeves, he's been up and down.
He's very inconsistent.
Yeah, if they get the Austin Reeves the end of the season, then I think that this is a whole different series. But he just hasn't played like that at all.
And they need that from him just so like LeBron can get a breather here and there.
Yeah. This is where the age starts to show, because it's not necessarily in his ability to do, a single activity like jump or run. It's the ability to do that over and over and over again. And his body, he's mortal. He can't do that all the time.
Yep. Playing all these minutes in the playoffs, game after game, it adds up. And then like maybe the first series you can get by, but once you get to the second round, move on, man, those legs are going to be feeling it for sure.
Yeah. Barn Burner said Edwards proving he's Jordan's son. I mean, he played like him. He does play like him.
Yeah.
He obviously not on that anywhere near that level, but he's heading that way.
And got that crazy athleticism too.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think is going to come out of the West? Do you think it's going to be OKC?
OKC for me, like, I'm kind of like, yeah, I know they won the West in the regular season, but I got to see them do it in the playoffs before I can believe it.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. Like, I truly believe that there's an actual thing to, like, if you haven't gotten over that hump yet, like, it just becomes like a mental hurdle. And no matter what you do in the regular season, the playoffs is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think that in the end, I mean, obviously you got the Denver Nuggets and the Clippers. They'll fighting each other.
Yep.
In probably the best series out there. I think that if OKC has to run into the Clippers, I think they're going to have a big problem.
Yeah.
I think that they'll beat the Warriors only because of size. The Warriors are playing Draymond at center, who's 6'7". They got Jimmy at power forward, who's 6'7". How you gonna match them up against Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren?
Chet, yeah,
both 7-footers, really. Like, that's not gonna work. So I think that they'll be able to beat Golden State. It won't be as easy as they might think, but I do think that if they run into Zubac and the Clippers, I don't think they get past them.
I mean, when you think about it, that's what the Warriors are dealing with now with the Rockets. The Rockets got 2 7-footers out there with Adams and I can't say the one Saguna or something. So they're dealing with it now. And I mean, I think their thing is like, yeah, we can't guard you on your end, but you're gonna have trouble on our end as well, just by how we play and split and spacing the floor out so much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure out a way. But I mean, what Sagoon played, he scored like 31 points last night. I mean, maybe that's what they're in for. I don't know, but I do think that they'll win and they get out of this series. I definitely think that. But I got OKC still coming
out of the West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that second round matchup for them is going to be key because I think if they get Denver, OKC can get through Denver easy. But just like you said, they get the Clippers because Kawhi is looking like that guy again.
Yeah, he's starting to look like Kawhi.
And I'm going to be honest, I do want to see – part of me want to see LA Golden State in the second round, but, man, Anthony Edwards just been – he been on it. He been looking different this year.
Yeah. No, I need the Lakers to lose.
I wonder why. You don't want Luka to do it?
No, not right afterwards. Not right after the trade. Now,
bro, it wasn't his fault he got traded.
It wasn't his fault. I'm not upset at Luka at all. But there's 2 things that I can't have happen. One, I can't have Luka leaving the Mavs and immediately going to win the championship. That can't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
2, I can't have LeBron getting no more championships because then it's going to make the conversation different when we're talking about Jordan versus LeBron. He can't have no more championships. He already got enough stuff. Okay.
So I take it you're a Jordan GOAT guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Me and you both.
Yeah. Matter of fact, y'all let us know in the chat. Let me know what
you're saying. Yeah, Jordan or LeBron. We all got it in the chat. Yeah, let's stir it up today.
It's also going to let me know how old you are. So Jordan or LeBron.
Facts.
Because these young kids are like, LeBron is, everything. And I think that he's amazing. I really do. I think that he is better than almost every player that has ever touched a basketball. Just not every player that touched a basketball.
Yeah.
Almost.
What you think? How many points you think Jordan would average in today's NBA?
I would say, I mean, if Shea can get you 32, Jordan can at least get you 4 more baskets. I say he averaged 40.
Definitely would average 40 in today's NBA, bro. I think he averaged like in the mid 30s back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And the games were like in the 80s.
Shoot, Kobe averaged 40.
Yeah, Kobe would go crazy too.
T-Mac averaged 40.
Yeah.
I mean, they put up some real numbers. I mean, there's a lot of 90s, 80s players who were a lot more efficient, and they had to deal with hand checking and stuff like that. That I think would destroy the league as it stands now. It's not soft by any means. I wouldn't. A lot of people say that the league is soft, and I don't think that at all. But I do think the rules are skewed toward offense, so they get more calls.
For sure.
And that's just what it is.
Like, I think playoff basketball now is like what regular season basketball was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then playoff basketball back then was like prison basketball.
Yeah. The way the Knicks used to beat up teams,
the Heat too.
Yeah, the Heat beat teams up too.
Because Alonzo Mourning was beating everybody up.
Yeah, he was. And he tell you about it afterwards too. Let's see. So Lane says Jordan is the GOAT. So it's so hard to like LeBron or even root for him at this point. Wow. Yeah. Now I'll say this. I believe that Jordan is the GOAT, but when it comes to like personalities and like the person that I would want to hang out with, I'd rather hang out with LeBron. I just feel like he's more personable. He's an easier person to get along with, I think. Jordan he's just different.
Give me Jordan. Give me Jordan. Because I know he got the glow, man. I know he got the glow. I've heard it from so many people. Like, he doesn't even seem real in real life.
Yeah. I think that may be why I wouldn't want to hang out with him. I was like, I can't walk around looking at you in awe this whole time. No.
Like, Jordan is like that guy. If I were to meet, I would be starstruck. For real.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd be starstruck with LeBron, but I would be like, out of my mind with Jordan, 100%. Let's see. Sean said Michael Jordan turned down to autograph something for Chameleonaire. I mean, who's Chameleonaire to Michael Jordan? It doesn't matter.
Ain't wrong.
He ain't nobody. So Lane thinks that Jordan is the GOAT.
I'm surprised we don't have any LeBron people in here, to be honest with you. I was ready to shoot that down.
Come on, Sean. You tripping, dog.
Dennis Rodman. Hey, for what he pulled with the Bulls, bro, like leaving during the playoffs and coming back, bro, like, Dennis Rodman is 1-on-1.
Yeah, that's GOAT activity. He is the GOAT of rebounding. I will tell you that. Or I wouldn't say the GOAT of rebounding, because you still got Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, but of modern day rebounding, nobody's better than Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, since we're on the topic of basketball. 98 Bulls or 2016, 2017 Warriors with KD. Who wins and why?
Oh man. It depends on what rules though? Today's rules?
Whichever one you want. You determine which rule set they play in.
Well, I'll get the easy one out the way. If we're playing 90s basketball, then the Bulls win. That's easy. But in this year's, or not this year's, but modern times, it's a lot closer. Because you can't play KD as physical as you would. So he'll be able to get off a lot of shots. Not to say that he can't score in the 90s. He definitely, he's an all-timer. But KD is the one that I would be worried about more than anything. Steph is Steph. And I feel like if you can limit both of them to around 25, that's only 50 points. I'm not as worried about Clay. Definitely not worried about Dre. Iggy ain't gonna give you nothing. I'm taking the Bulls on that too.
Bro, give me the Bulls in 5. Bulls in 5. Bro, like just think about it defensively, bro. They got Ron Harper they can throw at Steph. When Ron Harper get tired, you can put Jordan on him.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Scottie Pippen for KD all night. Off the bench, you got Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna defend Jordan from Golden State? You gonna put Clay on him?
That ain't gonna work.
That is not gonna work. Who you gonna put on Pippen? Draymond?
I don't know who you put on him.
And then you put Steph on Ron Harper. That's gonna be a mismatch.
Because he's going down to the post. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I don't see how you beat him.
Because I think Rodman gonna be all on Draymond, and then when Pippen get tired of KD, you put Rodman on KD.
Yep.
Like, bro, the Bulls were a problem defensively, dog.
Yeah, that's the major issue. Is I think they would have trouble scoring, and they'd have trouble rebounding because Draymond's not out rebounding Dennis Rodman.
And then you got Steve Kerr on the bench. You got a knockdown shooter.
Yeah.
Luke Long, bro. The Bulls, bro, unreal.
Yeah.
I do think that Warriors team, though, is the only team that really can like push them, though.
Yeah. I mean, I would give the 86 Celtics a shot. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Parrish. You got what's his name? Dennis.
Is it Scott or Johnson?
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah. DJ. DJ stole the ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Coming off the bench or starting.
Mm-hmm.
They got Danny Ainge. He can still
Danny Ainge, yep.
So Bill Walton off the bench, like that's a team I would give. They would give them a run. And
Chicago in 5.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Because, bro, I'm thinking like Jordan gave those boys like what he gave them 50, 60?
Mm-hmm.
And that's with no Pippen. That's with no Rodman, no Harper, no Kukoc.
Yeah,
bro.
He gave him 63, and the best player on the team besides him, I think, was an old George Gervin.
Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, Bird's like that wasn't Michael Jordan. That was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think that's the best team that's ever been in the NBA for sure. 100%.
The Showtime Lakers can get in there too, because Kareem would be a problem for anybody.
Yeah, the Bulls did have Randy Brown, number 0. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Jed Bushler coming off the bench too.
He could shoot too.
Yeah,
Jed Bushler is like freaking. What's his name? Sam Hauser. It's on the Celtics now. They the same person.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the old Richard Jefferson when he would come in like at the end of games and get a dunk. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was Jed Bushler back in the 90s for the Bulls.
Yeah, like man, he'll kill any YMCA team. Like, don't put him out there. That's true though. That's true. Now that's a good question. Yeah, it looks like everybody in the chat is really riding with Jordan.
All right, so I'll bring up another one that might rattle a few feathers. I think it's an argument that LeBron is not even number 2. Hear me out. Kareem, more championships, second all-time in points, all the All-Stars, all the NBAs, was undefeated in college. Like, yeah, Price, we both old, man. That's why we talking about Jordan, dog. Yeah.
No, I mean, for the longest, like, I had to be talked into Kareem not being number 2 because, like, he's got
5 chips, right?
Yeah, 5.
He got 5.
Yeah, 5 championships, 6 MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, what he did, high school, college, and the pros, all of them. MJ didn't make his high school team until he was a sophomore,
a junior. He got cut his sophomore year. Cut. Yeah,
so, I mean, he couldn't do anything there. And he went to a team that was pretty loaded at UNC, had Worthy, Perkins.
Mm-hmm. But he did hit the game winner as a freshman, though.
He did do that. He did do that. But I would argue that Kareem had a better college career.
Yeah, for sure, bro. They changed the rules for him.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't dunk.
Mm-hmm.
So Kobe.
Bro, I will say this about Kobe, dog. When Kobe and LeBron were both going at it, in my opinion, by and large, Kobe always got the better of LeBron. When they was head to head, matched up, like those Christmas games, the All-Star game, and Kobe was like, yeah, like, let's get after it. Kobe would, for me, would always get the better of LeBron.
See, my thing with Kobe versus LeBron, it really highlighted the whole killer instinct thing when it comes to LeBron. Now, a lot of people during that time, me included, I would say, I thought that LeBron, he just didn't have it. He just didn't have a killer instinct.
Mm-hmm.
But as time has gone on, I see that he does have a killer instinct. He just had to grow into it. Kobe, it was natural. He was born with it. Michael.
Kobe had it day one.
Yeah.
Even though he was on the bench, he still had that killer instinct.
Yeah, 100%. Like Michael Jordan, he was born with it. Allen Iverson, who you mentioned, Sean, he born with it. Ja Morant, born with it. Anthony Edwards, born with it. LeBron is a natural passer. He's more Magic than he is Michael. So it's just the nature of the way that they play. So I think that eventually grew on me when it comes to LeBron. That was a big knock for me when he was, in his Heat years. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm a Dallas fan, so I watched.
Bro, that
watched
series.
I watched him shrink.
Bro, that series for me, like, ended all discussions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I will say this, that championship by Dirk, probably one of the best championships ever, dog. Like, who he went through Kobe, Pau Gasol, the big three in Miami, went through Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge with Portland. Like, bro, that championship is elite.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what these comments are saying. If Jordan took as many EPOs as LeBron, he'd have every record. Hey, it ain't cheating if you ain't trying. No, I don't think that he's doing anything like that. I mean, I think he's doing everything up to the limit of what he can do, but I don't think he's cheating. Iverson never won anything. Iverson won enough. He was MVP. He's barely 6 feet. That's generous. And he took a team that had no business being in the finals to play against Kobe and Shaq at their peak, and took a game off of them.
Mm-hmm. Game one.
And stepped over Tyronn Lue in the process. Like, I think he did enough. Dude, he had, who was on his team? Eric Snow?
Yeah, Eric Snow,
Tyrone Corbin?
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
Like, no, he did enough. He did enough. He was just, I mean, sometimes you're in the wrong era. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe Covington in other eras might have been champion, but he just happened to be in Kamaru Usman's era, and he couldn't beat him. It's just what it is. Gustafson would have been a champion. He just happened to be in John Jones' era, and arguably he beat him. Aaron
McKee, that's the name. Mm-hmm. Aaron McKee, yep. 6th man of the year. I think he won it.
He did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Geiger. Yeah.
Matt Geiger. Wow.
That's crazy. As soon as he said it, I could picture his face. Yeah. No. Needless to say, there's nobody on that team. And he took them to the finals. That's amazing. What if Yao and T-Mac would have won a championship? I mean, I was hoping that they would. That's the only time that I ever rooted for Houston.
Bro, imagine if T-Mac stayed in Toronto with Vince Carter.
Imagine if Grant Hill didn't have bad ankles.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, I mean, T-Mac, his career was just before Kobe like really imprinted on me. Like, T-Mac was definitely my favorite. Definitely my favorite. So Gustafson would have been champion with competent judging. You know, I haven't watched that whole thing in its entirety back again. I probably should do that on my rewatchables um, thing. Have you rewatched that fight?
Yeah, I've watched. I mean, I will definitely go back and rewatch it though. You don't have to push hard to convince me to do it again.
Yeah, that fight was insanely close. I don't know, because now I can watch it without my internal bias.
Hmm.
If you watch a fight, it's really hard to watch a fight if you have any sort of bias. It's hard to watch a fight and competently score it the first go around.
Hmm.
It's very difficult, very difficult. But I mean, to say Gustafson would have been champion without with competent judging, I don't know if that's true. Dominic Reyes would have been champion with competent.
I was wondering when that one was
Of
coming.
course, I don't know that that's true. Like, because I think that those fights, while you could have scored them for Dominic and Gus, I think that they were so close that they could have gone either way. And you really can't say that the other person is wrong if they scored it one way or the other. It's that close.
Hmm.
Um, so I
I'm gonna
think
be honest. When
Mhm.
when I was watching the Reyes fight live, I was like, John lost.
I did. I thought that too. I definitely thought that,
Yeah.
but I thought that it was very close. It's not like I'll give you a fight that I just knew that this person lost. The Jared Gordon and Patty Pimblett fight.
Yes.
Patty lost
Yes.
the fight now.
Yes.
That was a robbery.
Yeah. That was brutal.
Yeah, that was really, really bad. That was, to me, that was worse than the Kai Car France and
Amir Albazi.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's a name. Tom Gugliotta. I remember that dude.
man, Tom Gugliotta used to be dope
Mm-hmm.
on NBA Live. I used to play with him. Yeah, but judges these days aren't any better.
You're not wrong.
No, I
You're
think
not wrong.
I don't think that they've leveled up at all. Said rounds 1 through 3 in the Reyes fight were very clearly for Reyes. The third round was a little closer, but Reyes won the first 3 rounds pretty handedly.
That fight definitely comes down to round 3 for me.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta rewatch that one because I don't remember each round specifically. I just remember watching it and saying, "John, why are you up against this fence like this? Why are you so close to the fence? You would
Mm-hmm.
losing this fight."
And it just felt like Dominic was just getting after John.
You
know what I mean? Like he just gave him no respect, was just going after him.
And you know what? Like if you compare that to the Gus fight, the way that Gus was getting to him is one, showing him takedowns, even if he didn't get them, he was showing them, and then being first, like initiating the offense instead of waiting. And I think that when you look at when like DC was successful, he was doing the same. When he was not successful, he was waiting. You can't wait on John because if you wait on John, he's just going to do whatever he wants to do, and then you're going to be confused.
Yep. Just going to pick at you from range because he's the longer guy.
Yeah. And I think that's why I feel he beats Tom Aspinall is because he mixes it up differently. And it's a different thing than what Tom has seen. Tom, he'll be mentally prepared for it, but when it actually starts happening in front of him, I don't think that he's going to be prepared. He's never fought anybody like that. That has the speed and the octagon intelligence to confuse him. He's been able to just punch his way through things.
Yep.
So I don't think that he'll be able to do that this time.
And with John, man, that's not a guy you really can like simulate in the gym. You know what I mean? Like he's so well rounded, so unique. You're not going to find somebody with that reach that has that skill set as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that can do all the unorthodox movements and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And Sean is naming an ungodly amount of
old players.
Yeah.
Scott Skiles.
Yeah,
Is he still coaching the NBA?
I haven't seen him. But I do know that I think he still holds the record for most assists in the game. Rose was a bum. What?
What's
Rose,
up, Yao?
Rose ain't never been a bum. Rose ain't never been a bum. BJ Armstrong, that's another 3-point shooter that Chicago had off the bench.
John Paxson was another one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Go Gators.
Are you a big college football guy?
I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why. Like when I watch the draft, like it's like both of those worlds coming together. You know. Like yeah. Did you watch any of the draft?
Yeah, I watched all of the first round. Second and third, I watched a little. I was in and out, and after that, I was just checking the phone to see if and when Shedeur was going to get drafted. Speaking of that, bro, collusion, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the second time that we've seen that happen to a black quarterback. You know, we saw a collusion previously with Colin Kaepernick. He didn't do enough, you know, he didn't go along to get along. And so they said, well, you can't come and play. And that's their right, but it's also our right to call it out. And it's our right to call it out this time too. This is dead ass collusion, like 100%. There's no way that he could be rated as a first round talent and slip to the 5th round. That's absolutely ridiculous.
And to make matters worse, why would the Browns draft him when they drafted a quarterback 2 rounds earlier? Like it makes no sense.
I don't understand it. You draft Dylan Gabriel, who had bounced around during his college years and then lands at Ohio State to be a bus driver. He's not
Oregon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to be a bus driver. Like he's not better than anybody in that quarterback room. Maybe he'll be better than Kenny Pickett. But yeah, the Browns just showed why they are a subpar organization. But there are so many other teams that need, you know, a young quarterback that just skipped him.
Cheddarhead, I don't think it was because he's black. I think it's because of they didn't want all of the attention and somebody to bring in so much change. Like the NFL is all about the shield. Like no team, no player is bigger than the NFL. And I think that was the message they were looking to send. And they definitely sent it.
They did. They did. Yeah. I mean, just because there's collusion, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily pinpointed on race. I agree. Like, I don't think it was a race thing. I think it's an attention thing. They don't want that attention. And if there's a coach that is not super secure in his job, he does not want the son of Deion Sanders to come and play for him. And he better not play well, because that's even worse.
Because you know what's going to happen. Deion going to go to the NFL, coach his son. That's going to start up as soon as like a coach gets in trouble, for sure.
Yep. And the coach of the Browns, I mean, his seat pretty warm right now. I mean, a lot of the stuff hasn't been his fault. You know, you had Deshaun Watson and the worst trade, one of the worst trades in NFL history from a monetary standpoint. You know, he's got his Achilles situation. He probably ain't never going to be right. So they haven't had a consistent quarterback. I mean, the projected starter is 40-year-old Joe Flacco. So they have issues, and I'm pretty sure there's some understanding, but nah, I mean, overall, it was definitely collusion going on when it comes to Shedeur. But he on the team, so it don't matter now. So all he can do, he can go out there and play. And the silver lining is he'll be a free agent way before the other quarterbacks. So if he plays well, he can go get a bag.
Facts. He just can't miss that opportunity when he gets it, though. You gotta be ready, because in professional sports, you don't know when your number's gonna get called, and you don't know how long that opportunity is gonna last. Like, you have got to make an impact whenever you get that opportunity.
Which leads me to a question that I've never asked you, but I've always wondered. So your baseball career,
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what I don't know is like, when did you get drafted? What teams did you play for? Like, how did
Okay.
you? What happened?
So I got drafted out of high school by the Marlins. I ended up getting to the big leagues with them, and I played with the A's, the Royals, and the Orioles. So I definitely, got some firsthand experience of what professional sports is like. Like I said, got to the big leagues. And to be honest, man, when you at the top level, it literally is you're living a dream. Like you're playing a game for a living, bro. Like it is everything you dream of. Like I remember when I got called up to the big leagues, you see it in movies and stuff, and you think about how you're gonna react and all this. And bro, it was literally just like it, bro. Like you're literally like like when they told me, I was legit like, for real? Like you serious? For real?
Did they make a big deal of it? Like, did they like call you into like?
So the way it happened, we were playing a game. I was in AAA, and I got pulled out of the game in like the 6th inning. And at the time, I was definitely the youngest guy on the team. I think I was like 22, maybe 23. And I'm like, oh, like what did I do? I'm in trouble. Like what's going on? Because nobody like said anything to me the rest of the game. I'm just sitting in the dugout, have no idea what's going on. So I go in the clubhouse after the game, and everybody's showering up, getting ready to leave. And I don't know, like, but nobody's leaving. Like everybody's staying. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is everybody still here? So then I get called into my manager's office. And me and him had a really good relationship. He was a former like big league pitching coach, super nice guy. And he calls me in and stone cold, super serious. I'm like, oh hell, I'm in trouble. What's about to happen? And he's like, you're going to the big leagues. I was like, what? Like you're serious? He's like, yeah. And I mean, everybody just comes in, like just mobs me. Everybody's all happy, bro. Like I'm crying. It's wild, bro. Like call my family, the whole nine. It was great, dog, for real.
That's crazy. Yeah. So when you get to the big leagues, like how was your first at bat?
So my first major league at bat, I made my debut against the Oakland A's in the Coliseum playing against Oakland. I'm not starting. I'm on the bench day one. So I'm like, I'm just up here like, man, it's a big league game. Like I'm just watching the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then next thing you know, get ready, get loose. You're going in. I'm like, oh God. bro, when I tell you, you are so nervous, like my heart is literally beating out of my chest, bro. I am so nervous. I'm like, please don't do anything dumb. Don't make a fool out of yourself because it's going to be all over ESPN.
Yeah.
And I mean, bro, I was so nervous. So nervous. So I get to go pinch hit. I go up to the plate, end up getting to a 3-0 count. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm either going to get walked or it's going to be 3-1, and I'm going to get a really good pitch to hit. So he throws a strike, 3-1. And then once they go 3-1, it was a mound visit, and the third base coach is like, because we were down. I think we were down by like 4 or 5 runs at the time. So we needed some runners on base. We already had one guy on, and the third base coach is like, I want you to take another pitch. And I'm like, what? This is a 3-1 count. What are you talking about? So I take the 3-1 pitch, and I'm like, now it's a full count.
Yeah.
And I swing through 3-2 and struck out my first major league at bat, man.
Man. I know you wanted to swing on that 3-1 too.
Oh, bro, I would have came out of my shoes. I would have got undressed on that 3-1 pitch, man.
So when you called, so what was the like amount of time between like you got called up and then you were there for your first game?
So I found out that night. So that is probably like 11 p.m. My flight out was like 5 a.m. the next morning going to Oakland to meet the team on the road.
Dang.
So it's literally, so yeah, like I go from like airport to the stadium with my suitcase and all, because it was a day game. So I mean, literally, like soon as I get there from the airport, like it's get ready. It's time to play a game.
Dang. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Too fast. It's too fast. So how did you know, or did you know the signs, like from a third baseman or whatever?
So before the game, like they go over them, they give them to you. But like I said, like I wasn't in the lineup, so I wasn't really tripping too much about it. But then once I got in the game, bro, I've never been so more nervous before in my life. And then when I went out to the field, so
Ooh,
I was in center field at the time, and
yeah.
I'm just out there like, please don't hit a ball out here. Please don't hit a ball out
It
here,
took you all the way
bro.
back to Little League.
Bro, I was so nervous, dog. But it's the same game you grow up playing as a kid, bro. And I'm like, please do not hit a ball like, bro. I was so nervous. So nervous.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So when did you get your first hit?
So I got my first hit a little later. I was actually with the Royals when I got my first hit. It was against the Detroit Tigers. We were on the road in Detroit. And it was just actually funny story. The guy I got my first major league hit against was a guy I played with. So like the year, I want to say like a year or 2 years prior, me and this guy played together. And I don't even think he knew at the time I hadn't had a major league hit yet. And then I got my hit. It was like a little single to left field. You know, they tossed the ball in, this and that. And like I actually have a picture of like the first base coach like holding the pitcher up to me, and you just see me just cheesing.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's an experience right there.
For sure.
So how come I mean you play baseball, I mean you played a lot of sports, but like after you finished playing baseball, how come you didn't go into coaching, or did you go into coaching?
Man, when I tell you the second part of this story, you're gonna think it's even crazier than the first part. So, like I said, I got drafted out of high school, right? So then once I was done with baseball, I was like, you know, like, what am I going to do with my life, right? So at this point, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go to school, get me a degree so that way I can do something. Because academics in my family was like a really big deal. I got like quite a few professional people in my family, like cousins that are like lawyers, engineers, nurse practitioners. So like higher education is really, really a big thing in my family. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna go to school, this and that. And when I made that decision, this is the summer of my last year. Apparently the news got out that like I was done with baseball and I was gonna go back to school. I started getting recruited in football again. Yeah, true story. Because like I said, I got drafted out of high school, so I didn't go to college, none of that. So then I go to college and I played football.
Dang, so yeah, you still had some eligibility left.
Yep, had all my eligibility, played football, got my degree and got out, and then did a little bit of coaching. Was back in the professional baseball side of it, but I was on the operations side with the Cubs in, what year was that? When 2018, I think. 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. And then after that, then I started like coaching kids and stuff and doing that. And at first, before I even did, I was like, can I do that? Like, I've never coached before. And then I got out there. I'm like, yeah, I know all this stuff. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. So did that for a little while. And to be honest, man, the kids are awesome. Like coaching the kids, they're great. They always want to learn. And then the fact that they know like I had been where they want to go, they all want to listen to me. But far as like, honestly, the parents are worse than the kids. The kids are fine. It's just the parents that can be a bit much.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. Yeah, no, I've never been that. I was trying to think. I was like, have I been that kind of parent? No, I've never been that guy. I don't think, but I've definitely seen it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like everybody thinks their kid's gonna make it to the big leagues or the NBA, but when you look at the numbers, if like you go to like on the weekend where like there's baseball going on at like all these different fields, and you can have every age group, right? Out of all of those kids, maybe there's one.
Yeah,
maybe there's one. Like, it is so unlikely and so rare because you got to think it's a global game. Like, they play it in all these different countries. And with the game being not as tough physically on the body, like, guys play it longer. So spots don't really open up too frequently.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's not like, football. I mean, 3 years, you got 3. That's
Yep.
it. You can't make it work. I mean, and some of them is shorter than that. If you're a free agent signee, or rookie signee, if you don't make the practice squad, you might as well go ahead and go to the UFL.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Yeah.
And then the average career in the NFL is only 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Baseball, it seems like if you're able to get in, you can stay a little bit longer. It feels like, at least.
But the thing is it's easier to get there than it is to stay there. Because there's always more guys like coming up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of I had a friend of mine he played AAA. Never made it to the majors.
Mm-hmm.
And he played AAA for quite a few years. Never got called up. And he was
and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it is luck, man. You could be in AAA balling, but what if you play the same position as somebody that's making 20, 30, 40 million dollars? You're not getting called up. You're just stuck behind somebody and you just hoping you get traded to another team.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dr. Evil, man, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that for sure. Sean said his favorite player ever, Mark Grace. Okay, it's Cubs.
Mark Grace, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember him. That's an interesting favorite player. Dude, like when I was growing up, one of my favorite players, I won't say he was my favorite, but he was probably my favorite Ranger, at least, was Ruben Sierra.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, he wore number 21, and Dion is my favorite, like everything. So him wearing number 21 always helped. But just the fact that he could hit, he could run, he could field, he could do everything.
So I mean, obviously the Rangers are your team. I actually played against the Rangers in Arlington.
Yeah.
Back when the Rangers were nasty. I mean, they had Josh Hamilton, Adrian Beltran, Ian Kinsler. Like, bro, the Rangers were phenomenal. Natali Feliz was closing. Like, the Rangers were unreal back then.
Yeah. That was a really, really good time period. Even a couple of years ago when we won the whole thing, like it was still a shock. Like, because the teams that went to the series against St. Louis and who else we played? The Giants. Those teams were better to me.
Yep.
But sometimes you got to win when you can. To Dion playing for the Braves, Cowboys, 49ers, Niners, Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite player growing up was Griffey. That's who I love was Griffey.
Yeah. Griffey. I mean, his swing. His swing is like, I don't even know his dad don't swing like that.
Yeah.
So like that was a God-given gift right there. I don't know if anybody has a better looking swing than King.
There's one guy I would throw in there with him, Robinson Cano. I don't know if you remember, played second base with the Yankees, bro. Sweet swing as well. I would put those two swings like 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah, that's true. Robinson Cano did have a nice swing. There's another player that played for the Yankees. Actually, he played for the Rangers. Got traded. I think he was the person that they traded A-Rod to the Yankees for. He played second baseman. What was his name?
Not Knobloch. Knobloch was with the Twins. Second baseman for the Rangers went to the Yankees.
I think it was the other way around. He was with the Yankees and came to the Rangers. I gotta look it up now.
Yeah.
Let's see. All
right, I got another question for you since I saw the name in the chat. Who Who is the greatest baseball player ever?
Oh, we talking major leagues?
Yes.
Because if we're going Negro leagues too, it's Josh Gibson. But if we're going major leagues, man, it's hard not to say Barry Bonds, man. It's hard.
Bro, it's easily Barry Bonds, bro.
Yeah.
Like unreal.
Yeah.
Like people go look up Barry Bonds' numbers. Like even before all the allegations, he was already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Pirates, Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Yep. Bro, the only guy in the 500 club, 500 stolen bases, 500 homers. I don't know if he's in the 600 club, but if so, he's the only guy in that too.
Yeah. I can't think of anybody that put all of the tools together the way that he did.
Mm-hmm.
You got other people who came close, like Willie Mays before Barry Bonds was amazing, but it's the longevity of Barry Bonds at that top level. Yeah, I mean, I understand all the steroids and but the thing is during that time, it's almost like a different era. Like you can't penalize somebody for being in an era. Everybody was doing it. Everybody was doing it.
And at the end of the day, steroids cannot help you hit a baseball.
No, they can't.
And like bro, like
recover. That's what they do.
Like I think Bonds like led the league. I think he's the career leader in all-time intentional walks, and I think second place is less than half the way to Bonds.
Yeah, it's Barry Bonds. Mm-hmm. That's the correct answer. Jim Tomey is better than Bonds.
No chance, Moody. No chance, Moody.
No
chance, dog. No chance.
Nah. This is good shot though. Randy Johnson is a dope pitcher, but no, sir. That's not gonna work. I mean, during that time, Ricky Henderson was one of my favorites.
That's a great shout, bro. Rest in peace, Ricky Henderson, man. I got a chance to meet Ricky Henderson and interact with him quite a bit. Bro, Ricky Henderson was one of the best human beings you'll ever meet, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites too. Just stealing bases. When I play baseball, that was my thing. I steal bases is what I do. I play good defense and I steal. Dr. Evil says, does Bonds hit 73 home runs without PEDs?
I'm gonna be honest. So the ballpark where San Francisco plays right now, because they used to play in Candlestick and now they play at AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bonds will hit homers in the water all the time, right? You never see that now. Like I've never played in a regular season game there. We played the Giants like in a little series before the regular season starts. And we just taking BP there and I would be like blasting balls. I'm like, oh yeah, that's going way out. Man, it'd be like 2-3 rows deep. And I'm just imagining like Barry Bonds hitting these balls in the bay. I'm like, bro, this dude is unreal.
Yeah, into McCovey Cove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they have a beautiful stadium too.
Oh yeah, it's real nice.
David Justice and Fred McGriff, Crime Dog, man.
The Crime Dog.
I like Atlanta David Justice. I don't like the Yankees David Justice. Didn't like that one. Oh, okay. It's a good call though. Dr. Evil said his best ever is Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro Suzuki, man. I got a Ichiro Suzuki story, man. So we're playing the Mariners. I hit a homer. It's I want to say like my second major league homer against the Mariners. I want to say my next AB, I hit a rocket to right field. Freaking Ichiro makes a jumping, diving catch on the warning track to rob me. So forget Ichiro. but hey, Ichiro's good though.
Yeah, man. To come to the major leagues that late and still get 3,000 hits. Yeah, he's one of them ones for real.
Mm-hmm.
And that Seattle team with the 2001 Seattle Mariners team,
Yeah, like Mike Cameron, Richie Sexton. Yeah.
Mhm. Like that was a amazing team. They just couldn't get it done in the playoffs, but that was a really good regular season team, that's for sure.
Moody, I think the best foreigner ever is probably going to be Shohei Ohtani when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Because
I mean,
he's already won, 2 MVPs?
yeah. Yeah. I think that he's just a ridiculous. People were comparing Travis Hunter to him because his ability to play on both sides.
Both sides, yeah.
And I don't know how long Shohei is going to pitch.
I don't think he should pitch anymore. Like, I think that should just be done, bro, because he's going to keep getting injured. Because
Yeah.
you can't, I don't care who you are, you cannot consistently keep throwing 100 miles an hour and think your elbow is going to hold up. Like, it just is not. That's why we're seeing all these injuries with pitchers now. The spin rates are too high, the velocity's too much. Like, the arms just can't handle it.
Yeah, that's a lot of torque, and the Tommy John surgery is so common now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a big deal. It's almost like actually people tearing their Achilles in basketball is starting to become more common, just like this Tommy John surgery is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because of the medical science. People are they're okay putting that amount of torque on their elbow.
Yep.
I don't know how people did it back in the 1920s when these dudes were pitching double headers. Like, I don't know what they were doing.
I mean, they was probably throwing like 80 miles an hour too, though.
Yeah, probably. That's true.
Cause bro, like I'll watch like clips from baseball games now. Bro, you got all these dudes throwing over 100 miles an hour. I remember back in the day, it would be like 1, 2, 3 guys in the whole league that was throwing 100.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like every team's got like 3 guys that throw 100.
Yeah.
And I saw an interview by Mike Trout, and he was talking about it. He was like, I don't know where the game's going because like trying to hit is just already tough enough. And now you got all these guys throwing 100. Oh, yeah. Dr. Eva says, rest in peace, Dame times Achilles. Yep, just popped his Achilles.
Dude. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. But like I said, it's a better situation now where people are healing faster, better, with their Achilles. The surgery is better. I know before the incision used to be like 2 inches, and now it's like down to this. So they're getting a lot better with it. And he'll come back. It's not you remember when KD got hurt? Like, I mean, it was like a funeral when he got hurt. Like, we were all super sad. But like, since Dame got hurt, people were sad, but they're like, he'll be back though.
Yeah, but it's different though when you got a guy that's way smaller and so explosive. Like Damian Lillard, like dunking on people, like them days are gone. That's done. That's done. Like he's gonna be a different guy now. Like he's gonna kind of be like probably morph into like what Chauncey Billups was towards the end of his career. Like really good player, come off screens, knockdown shooter, but he ain't like driving by anybody trying to like finish in the rim. Like those days are done.
Yeah, no, he's not doing that. But he'll still be able to shoot. But I'm curious about the lift on his shot because he does jump. Like, KD obviously he's almost 7 feet. His release is super high. Dame is what 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah.
So he has to jump to get his shot off. So that's what I would be concerned with. So look at all the years that Livingston had, but still won championships. Dude, Livingston, man, do you remember when Sean Livingston?
Bro, I knew Sean Livingston in middle school. I played against Sean Livingston in middle school in basketball, bro. He was 6'5" in middle school. Yeah. Playing point guard in middle school, 6'5", playing point guard.
Easy. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, he was good. Like he was like one of the number 1 prep players coming out too.
Yep.
I remember when he came out, and I was like, "This is going to be a revolutionary person to play this position." But when he went up for that layup and his knee went all kinds of ways, I just knew we weren't going to see that dude again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if anybody shoots mid-range shots better than him. He might be the best mid-range shooter that we've ever seen.
Yeah, because he's always open. You put a point guard on him, bro. He's 6'7". He's just gonna turn around and shoot right over him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like KD right now. Like KD has no bad shots because you can't really legitimately contest his shot because he's so 6'11", 7 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If you were if you could pick any player out of the league, out of the NBA to defend KD, who would it be?
Man, that's tough because you got to be long.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna shoot right over if you're too small. But you got to be able to move your feet a little bit too, because he'll have you dancing out there too if you can't move your feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say probably somebody like, I don't know, you got to at least be like 6'9", kind of athletic, can jump. That's a good question, man. I honestly don't know, because when I look at KD, I just think, it doesn't matter who you put on him, he's gonna get his easy.
Yeah. I think I might, and this is controversial, I think I might put Dyson Daniels on him. And I'm gonna tell you why. Is because it's not that I think that Dyson Daniels is going to block a shot or anything like that, because he never will. But Dyson Daniels he led the league in steals this year, 3 steals a game. And the fact that KD is so tall, he does have good handles, but he is rippable.
Yeah.
If he's thinking about getting ripped, he's going to go up a little bit hesitant with his shot. And that's all you need, is to just delay him a little bit, get some help. But I feel like his ability to get steals will make him second guess, and that's all you really can do.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. Currently, who's your favorite player to watch?
I would say
and I'm talking about when they got it going, they're in a rhythm, they're making tough shots, and I mean it's like nothing but bottom. Who you got? Who you want to see?
I think it's probably still Steph.
Yeah. Bro, when he's in his bag, bro, it's like, what are we watching?
It's the joy. It's how happy he is when he's destroying somebody's team. I mean, what he did, dude, I've watched that what he did in the Olympics. I watched that multiple times.
Yeah. Bro, like those 2 quarters against Serbia and then against France, crazy, bro. Crazy.
Dude, it's insane what he did to them, especially coming off of having such a poor shooting time down there, and then he just unloaded on them, and then starts talking to everybody on the sideline. Like that's what makes it, because it feels like they're at the park, like they're at the Rucker or something like that.
Yep.
It immediately makes it feel that way. So yeah, it's still Steph. I mean, I like watching John Morant. I like watching Anthony Edwards. I even like to watch Shea when he's in his bag, and destroying people in the mid range. But nobody, like when Steph is on, you can't help but smile and be like, I can't believe he's doing this.
Yeah, like some of the shots he hits are just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew Nash, Curry Flurry. Yes. Yeah.
Walter P. Olympics with Steph was classic GOAT performance. Yeah, that performance against France, I think it was like 5 trips in a row.
Yeah.
It just kept going right back to him.
Yeah, he threw it to KD. KD threw it back to him. He threw it back to KD, and KD threw it back to him. He was like, nope, you hot, not me. Even KD at the beginning, what was it? It was the game that he just came back from being injured and went off for like 19 in the first half. It was something silly like that. Yeah, that team, the Redeem team and the original Dream team, those are my 3 favorite Olympic teams. Those were on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walter Pete, like Anthony Edwards is great to watch. Tony Allen is not great to watch.
One of the best defenders though we
yeah.
ever saw though.
Oh yeah, he is
Mhm.
100%. But have you seen him shoot?
He wouldn't shoot. He knew that wasn't his job. He wasn't shooting on the offensive end. He
It's
was
not
not a
his
3
job.
and D guy. He was just D. No 3 and D, just D.
There's a highlight that somebody did on YouTube of him missing all these shots. It's crazy. Insane. But no, Tony Allen, have you seen his I think he's got a podcast now. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I did see that one little interview he did where he was talking about Kobe.
Mhm.
And Kobe at the end of like their careers, like Kobe gave Tony Allen his flowers. He was like, "Thank you, bro. Like competing against you like made me better. Like I knew I had to work because I knew you were going to be defending me."
Mm-hmm. The Grind Father. That's what it is. Yeah, he's got a whole YouTube documentary. Tim Duncan is underrated.
Bro, he's not underrated. He's the greatest power forward ever.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's underrated in like where he ranks like all time in the number, but bro, he's the greatest power forward ever.
Yeah, he's top 10 for me. He's top 10 all time. I don't know where. He's not number 1, but he's not 10. He's in there. I mean, Timmy won five chips himself.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well,
The big fundamental.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, man. I appreciate all of y'all jumping on here. We're probably gonna make this a Tuesday thing where we just chop it up about a bunch of stuff. But I'll tell y'all before we log off that I'm working on a video that kind of encapsulates the trip to Kansas City. That's in the works. But what do you got cooking up? I know you put a Kansas City recap.
Yep. So I put a Kansas City recap video up, and I also put a UFC Iowa video up yesterday. I put that, yeah. So that's up too on the channel. I live stream probably like 2-3 times a week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be on Dust Up Shakedown tomorrow. I'm gonna try, and then we usually do the prediction show on Friday. And then sometimes we'll do the watch alongs on Saturday. But yeah, man, just trying to get the content out, interact with the chat, man. To be fair, that's the best part of what we do.
Mm-hmm. It is. Cool. So like I said, y'all, we'll be back on here Tuesday. Until then, we got videos coming out, Dust Up Shakedown tomorrow, the prediction show on Friday, maybe a watch along on Saturday. We'll see. But yeah. Till then, make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all follow if y'all haven't followed. And yeah, till next time.
Peace.